It's time to talk about Daryll Neita from Great Britain. Now, she just won the 200 meters at the Suzhou Diamond League, winning over a Navia Battle as well as Sha'Carri Richardson, running a time of 22.62 seconds. This was her individual season's opener for 2024 and really is just a continuation of what she'd been doing over the past 2 to 3 years at this point. So let's dive a little bit back into her history and look at her potential as we eye the 2024 Olympics in Paris this year, as she is very likely going to be a medal threat. So let's talk about it.
I think for me, it's just really knowing what I can do and wanting to fulfill my potential. And it's more a race against myself than anyone else. I love watching performances. Even yesterday, Diamond League in Doha, we saw 10.76. I mean, we're in the beginning of May and we're seeing these amazing times and performances, and it is inspirational. And to even line up against these amazing women, some have had children, some have, been out and come back and been through so many obstacles, and it's just an amazing sport to be a part of because we're just pushing our bodies and seeing how good we can do, and then lining up with the best also and seeing how good they can do. So we really don't know what's possible, and I think we're going to see some records this year.
First off, dating a little bit back, her first global championships came in 2016, where she competed at the Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. Now, she ran the 100 meters as well as the 4x100 meters there. 100 meters, she only made it into the heat. So again, first global championships, she was still very young, but in the 4x1, she did anchor the British team to a bronze medal. So for her first global championships, that was a very, very good result. And that's kind of the first part that I want to dive into, where Daryll Neita has actually been a mainstay on the British 4x1 since those Rio Olympic Games in 2016. 2016, 2017, 2019, 2021, as well as 2023, she has won a medal on the 4x1 and anchored the British team every single time. The only time that she missed out on a global championship medal in the 4x1 was at the 2022 World Championships, where we saw Dina Asher-Smith actually get slightly injured and on that third leg, and unfortunately lead the team to not be able to get onto the podium. But aside from that, again, Daryll Neita has been the anchor on the British 4x1. That is a very huge task for someone who has kind of been on the rise and kind of been getting overshadowed over the past couple years, which I'm going to talk about a little bit in a second as well. So of course that's a relay, but looking at those championships individually, in both 2017 in London as well as 2019 in Doha, she made the semifinals at the World Championships in the 100-meter dash. So making a little bit of progress, but unfortunately not getting onto the podium. But in my opinion, those were pretty good performances, especially for an athlete that wasn't kind of heralded as one of the top global contenders, but that was very much a precursor for the progress that she would be making in the next couple years. On top of that, her 100-meter best was 11.12 seconds. Also, she really never focused or even ran the 200 meters at all during the past couple years. From 2015 to 2020, she never stepped foot into a 200-meter race. The last time she had done it was 2014 when she was much younger. The next time she did it was in 2021, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Now, I've kind of been mentioning how Daryll Neita was never one of the top athletes, not only globally, but also in the United Kingdom. Yes, she had been running on the relay, but she was kind of getting overshadowed by a few other names in Great Britain. You're talking about athletes like Dina Asher-Smith, Imani Lanskot, right? Asha Phillip, Desiree Henry. Those athletes were kind of, again, a little bit overshadowing Daryll Neita. Yes, Daryll Neita had finished second place as well as third place at British Championships a few times. She, of course, made the World Championships in 2017 and 19, the Olympics in 2016, but she wasn't kind of that mainstay name and really a world beater, a world contender, at least in the perception of the public globally. But 2021, that completely shifted. The Olympic year was a breakout season for Daryll and would set the stage for what she is currently doing now. First off, in 2021, she broke 11 seconds for the first time multiple times throughout the year, running 10.96 seconds on 2 occasions, as well as a best of 10.93 by the end of the year. On top of that, Daryll not only made it to the Olympic Games in Tokyo, but she made the 100-meter final, actually by only a couple thousandths of a second. She ran 11 flat, while Michelle Liai from Trinidad and Tobago also ran 11 flat, but Daryll was given the nod. Now, granted, she did finish 8th place in that final, so didn't get onto the podium, but again, that was a precursor for what we were going to be seeing in the next couple years. On top of that, like I've been noting, she didn't actually run the 200 from 2015 all the way to 2020, but she did run it a couple times in 2021, really dipping her toes into the event and she came out with a best of 22.81 seconds. So that was really going to dictate what we're now seeing in her career. Now, if 2021 was kind of the breakout season for Daryll, 2022 was her drastic rise. Now, an important thing to note is that Daryll Neita had been training in Florida under coach Raina Ryder, but after the Tokyo Olympic season, she moved to Italy to now be coached by Marco Orali. And it might be a kind of risky move to, after a very successful season, running under 11 seconds multiple times for the first time, getting to the Olympic final in the 100-meter dash. Many might think that it's a strange move. Now, you can look up the details as to why she actually made the move, but this proved to be a very successful transition. Like I noted, Daryll had kind of been in the shadow of some of the other top British athletes, most notably Dina Asher-Smith, and her top finish at British Championships had been a second place a couple times, but in 2022, Daryll Neita won the British Championships for the first time ever, not only in the 100, but also in the 200-meter dash. This absolutely shot up not only her confidence, but also her presence, her potential to be a true competitor when talking about the global sprints. And remember, I said that she just started running the 200 meters, kind of full time and very consistently in 2021. She just won the British Championships essentially in her second year as a 200-meter runner. So huge confidence as we look forward into 2022 and for the World Championships in Eugene. Now, what's crazy is that at the 2022 World Championships in Eugene, Oregon, Daryll actually didn't make the 100-meter final like she did in Tokyo, but she ran 10.97 seconds, just missing the final by one spot. And to put this in context, throughout all of history, Olympics or World Championships, no woman had ever run that fast and not made it to a final in the 100. The last time that a sub-11 performance didn't make it to the final was 2015. But even then, 10.98 seconds didn't make the final. So Daryll now had the fastest time in the history of the 100-meter dash that didn't make it to a World or Olympic final. But bouncing back a little bit, she did go to the Commonwealth Games as well as the European Championships that same year and got a bronze medal in the 100-meter dash at both of those games. So that was her first, I think, individual medal throughout her entire career when talking about the global stage. Yes, it's not the Worlds, it's not the Olympics, but it really, again, speaks to her talent, speaks to her growth, speaks to her rise over the past couple seasons. And, again, speaking to that transition she made from Florida over to Italy and how she didn't miss a step. She really just fit right into the training program and was able to just keep going. Now we enter 2023, and I already said that 2021 and 2022 were kind of her breakout seasons, but 2023, she really stepped things up big time. Again, 2022 was her first year under her new coach. That was her fastest year of her entire career, both in the 100 and the 200. So she was setting herself up well for the World Championships in Budapest. Now, she opened up her season in the 100 meters running 10.97 seconds. And she opened up her season in the 200 meters running 22.23 seconds. These are times that, just 2 years prior would have been massive personal bests for her. And she's now opening up her seasons with these performances. This just indicated what was to come throughout the entire year. Now, Daryll already had a slot in the 100 meters to go to the World Championships in Budapest, so she only contested the 200 at the UK Championships. And guess what? She won it for a second year in a row. Again, this is only, her third year contesting the 200 after not running it since 2014. But on top of that, she also won her first ever Diamond League race. At the Stockholm Diamond League, she didn't win the 100, she won the 200 meters. So you can kind of tell how I'm building up the progress that she's been making in the 200 and how it's truly paying off in her career. And guess what? At the Budapest World Championships, yes, she did contest the double, both the 100 and the 200. We saw that she had been running multiple times under 11 seconds. She made the Tokyo Olympic final. She hadn't run the 200 for, multiple years from 2014 to 2020, but she actually missed the 100-meter final in Budapest. Just once again, she didn't make it in Eugene. She didn't make it in Budapest. So that was kind of a big blow for maybe her confidence a little bit, but she did bounce back in the 200. Not only did she make the final, but she finished 5th place in that final. Yes, it's not on the podium, but again, to give you context, she just started running the 200 once again in 2021, and look at the names that she finished behind in Budapest. You're talking about Sharika Jackson, the fastest woman alive in the 200, Gabby Thomas, 21.6 seconds in the 200. You're talking about Sha'Carri Richardson, the world champion in the 100, Julian Alfred, the double NCAA champion, one of the fastest women in the world, and Daryll Neita was able to finish just behind them, taking down some heavy hitters, which included Marie-Josée Talu, Dina Asher-Smith, right? This was not a walk in the park, and Daryll Neita was able to step things up, finish 5th place at the Global Championships, and really be appreciative of the progress that she had made in the 200 throughout her career to really lead up to this moment. And what did this do? Essentially proved that Daryll Neita was a double threat. 100-meter Olympic finalist in 2021, 200-meter World Championship finalist in 2023. This just proved all the hard work that she'd been putting in was really paying off. And now we enter the top of 2024. Like I said, Daryll Neita just came off winning the 200 meters at the Suzhou Diamond League ahead of Olympic Breakout as well as Sha'Carri Richardson, running a best of 22.62 seconds. This was the fastest time that she's ever run in the 200 this early in the season. It's still only April. She already made the final last year. She got 5th place at those World Championships. And when we look forward to the Olympic Games, I actually think Daryll Neita has a very, very strong shot to get on the podium in one of the events. Which one? I think the 200 meters is actually a better bet. Now, this is gonna sound strange considering the 200 is extremely stacked, and you can argue the 100 meters is a little bit more wide open. But look at the landscape of both events. The 100 meters, you're talking about Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Shericka Jackson, Elaine Thompson-Herah, Sha'Carri Richardson, Julian Alfred, all women who have run at least 10.6, or if not, Julian Alfred has run 10.81 seconds, very likely gonna run 10.7. It might very likely take 10.7 to actually get on the podium. Daryll Neita, she has a personal best in the 100 of 10.90 seconds. I think she's very likely gonna get down to the 10.8s, maybe the 10.7s. Obviously, I don't know what her training is going like right now. Haven't seen her run 100 meters yet, but I think she's very likely going to be a 10.8 sprinter. That might not make the cut when talking about the 100, but she might have a better shot in the 200. Her personal best is 22.16 seconds, which she just ran last year. And yes, Shericka Jackson running 21.4, Gabby Thomas running 21.6, probably going to run 21.5. But I do think that Daryll Neita has the potential to run 21.9, 21.8, if not faster. Yes, there's other women between Abby Steiner, right? You have Elaine Thompson-Herah returning, but I do think that Daryll Neita has some untapped potential. Again, 22.16 really isn't indicative of, her ceiling in the 200. She only started running the 200 in 2021, so we're talking about what? This is her 3rd or 4th year in the event. I think that there's a lot more to go. She's really diving into training. This is what, her 2nd or 3rd year with her new coach. So I think she is a very, very strong threat to make the podium in the 200. Now, am I making the prediction that she is absolutely going to be on the podium? Absolutely not. I can't do that at this point in the season. But don't be surprised if she finds a way to get on that podium at the Paris Olympic Games this summer. Now, before I end off, I really want to give a shout out to Daryll Neita. I've kind of been highlighting her a couple times if you've been watching my channel all the way back in 2022 prior to the World Championships in Eugene. Then after the Worlds, she had a breakout season in Eugene, so I did another little highlight on her. I've had the chance to speak with Daryll a couple times, so just wanted to throw in a couple clips from interviews that I've done with her, kind of speaking to her progress over the past couple years, and again, where she might be going. Daryll is going to be a very strong threat. So check these out, and as always, thanks for watching, y'all.
I wanted to come here, try something different, which is the 150, and kind of just have some fun, really. I feel like this meet was all about just catching the vibe and just having a good time. So I wanted to switch it up and do something different. I really want to improve with my 200 meters, which is why I wanted to challenge today in the 150. And I feel like I did a good job.
Yeah, you definitely did a good job, right?
Yeah.
This year has been really good for you. Indoors, kind of killing it,
yeah.
Right? And now you're starting out really well. Talk to me about 2023 a little bit.
2023 is, as you said, is looking amazing. I feel like even running 7:05 in the 60 meters is something that I don't think anyone thought they'd ever see from me, a 7:0 full stop. So to go 7:05 in March just shows me the kind of capabilities I've got for the outdoor season. And the reason why I did the 60 was because I know that if I master my acceleration in my first 60, my 100 will just be so much better, because that's often my weakness. I just let the field get away too fast. So it was amazing to concentrate on the first half of my race indoors, and I think bringing it into the outdoor season, we'll see some really special times from me.
Yeah. I'm sure the last 2 years give you a lot of motivation running, super fast in the Olympic years, super fast last year. Yeah. I'm sure there's motivation going in now.
No, 100%. I think last year was absolutely insane. I did so many championships. I did the World Indoors, the World Outdoors, Europeans, and then the Commonwealth Games. And each championships I learned so much, especially Eugene not making the final, running 10.97, the fastest ever semi not to make it. It just gave me the motivation I need going into this season, and to get 2 bronze medals outdoors last year really had me put the work in this winter, because I know I'm so close. I know I'm close and I know what I can do. It's just about putting it together and executing really for me. Yeah.
So Daryll Neita,
Yes.
your first 200-meter final.
Yes.
This season has been really amazing overall. Just talk to me about what it took to get here at this World Championship.
Oh my God, it's been such a season. I've really just dabbled in this new event. I ran a few last year, but it was really the first time I've kind of gone through it, ran it on the circuit here and there. I've been learning so much in this event this year, to qualify for the World Championships, to make the final, to PB every single round, and to come 5th place in the world. I'm just so happy. Like, words literally cannot explain. They can't explain how I feel right now.
Did you imagine, like, before these championships or entering that, like, through the semis into the final, that you would be setting personal bests like this?
I didn't. I mean, I always aim to be on a podium. Whenever I turn up, I want to win, and that just is what it is. And I say it all the time, and I know people think I'm pretty delusional, like, she's nowhere near, she doesn't run fast enough. I don't care. I get on the plane, I travel to where I'm going, and I want to win. I feel like every athlete should have that in their minds. That should be your aim. But for me to come here, set personal bests, come 5th in the final, just shows that I'm aiming for the right things and I'm getting closer, and that's all that really matters.
What's the training been like? I know you're training in Venice, right?
Yeah, I'm in Padova, so it's like 45 minutes from Venice with my coach, Marco.
So yeah, what's the training been like? What's like all the preparation throughout the year and all that been like for you?
This year has been very endurance-based. I started the season running 6 300s with a minute in between, so I'm fit. And I think my coach really wanted just to try me out in the different events, practice doubling up, get ready for next year to double up again. And this has been a great practice just to see my strengths and weaknesses. We've seen that in the 100 actually. I probably need a little bit more sharpening up. I'm concentrating on the 2 also, so maybe we missed a little bit in the 100, but we know next year what we need to prepare for. I'm not worried at all. I know I'm going to come out next year and run amazing times. But it's been great just to collect a bit of data and just to see where I'm at. And we can really go hard this winter for training.
I just have 2 other quick questions. Tokyo 100-meter final, Budapest 200-meter final. I mean, are you feeling a little more comfortable being in these finals?
Definitely.
Now?
I remember warming up for the 100-meter final. That was the last memory I had of warming up for a final, and that was dead track. It's pitch black. There's 8 of us, and it's just quiet. And it was pretty similar today, but I had experienced that feeling, so I wasn't as nervous. I felt very comfortable. The ladies that I saw, I've been racing them week in, week out this year, so I felt very confident. And for me, going into this final, it was just about staying composed, waiting for the gun, and running my race. And that's what I did. I got a PB, and I performed my best. I'd say I did my best today. Yeah.
And just my last question: what does it mean to get another chance to represent Great Britain on the biggest stage here?
It's amazing. I'm actually so honoured to be doing this, to have represented my country for so many years in a row. And when I put this vest on, it's not about me, it's about my country, it's about my team, it's about all the people that support me. I have amazing fans, amazing support, and I just get sent so many words of encouragement, and I have so many people in my corner backing me, and I feel like staying on the line today, that's what it was about. It was about representing that and just doing my best and making everyone proud.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you so much.